Katiba ya Kenya, Constitution of Kenya. Remember I told you that the Constitution of Kenya, it has 18 chapters. And now we are looking at chapter 5, and this chapter, it focuses on land and environment. So this chapter, it contains 13 articles from Article 60 to Article 72. Okay, and Article 60, it talks about principles on land policy. Okay, and Article 61, it tells us types of land according to the Constitution of Kenya. And that is where we get to know that land in Kenya is categorized into three categories: public land, community land, and private land. So Article 62, this article, it tells us, okay, about public land. What is a public land? Who manages a public land? And it also gives us examples of a public land. So Article 62, today we are learning Article 62 of the Constitution of Kenya. And this article explains what public land is according to the Constitution of Kenya. Okay, so what is a public land? Public land. When you hear of the word public land, what is public land? Public, something that is not private, personal. Okay, so this land, it belongs to the people of Kenya collectively. Okay, and this land is managed. Public land is managed by the government on behalf of citizens. Okay, it is managed. Public land belongs to the citizens collectively, but it is managed by the government on behalf of the citizens. Okay, so there are different types of public land according to this Article 62. Okay, so the first type of public land is the government land. Now, the government land, the Constitution says land that belonged to the government before the Constitution became effective is a public land. Okay, example of this government land is a land occupied by the parliament, government offices, the state house. Those are the public land. It is a land that belonged to the government before the Constitution became effective. Is a public land. Okay. The second one is the land used by the state organs. So, land used by the state institutions like public schools, the police stations, they also fall under the category of this public land. Okay, those are also the public land under that category. So the third one is land transferred to the state. So if land is legally sold, surrendered, or transferred to the government, it becomes a public land. Remember, legally. If a land is legally sold, surrendered, or transferred to the government, it becomes a public land. And the fourth one is land without ownership. If no person or a community can legally prove ownership, the Constitution may classify that land as a public land. Land without ownership. If no person or community can legally prove ownership of this land, okay, the Constitution may classify that land as a public land. Okay, so a piece of land with no legal document or recognized ownership may become a public land. No legal ownership. Okay, no legal document that proves that this land belongs to a certain community, to a certain person. That land, according to the Constitution of Kenya, it may be classified as a public land. Now, land without heirs. So, if someone dies and no legal heir can be identified, that land may become a public land. So, if someone dies and that's no legal heir can be identified, that land may become a public land. So, if a person dies without a family or legal will, the state may eventually take over the land. Those are types of public land. Okay, and remember, as I said, this public land is collectively belongs to the citizens, but the government managed it. The government manages the land on behalf of the citizens. So, and as I've told you, there are different types of public land according to the Constitution of Kenya. The government land, the land used by the state organs, land without ownership, land transferred to the state legally. okay, land without heirs, minerals and mineral oils, rivers and lakes, forests and territorial seas. Those are all types of public land. Okay, so also there is something that you really need to know. Land declared public by the parliament. Yes, parliament can legally declare a certain piece of land as a public land. So if the parliament declares a certain area or a piece of land as a public land, yes, that is a public land, but legally. Okay. Now, who manages the public land? Okay, there is something that is called the National Land Commission. The National Land Commission helps to manage it. Okay, so that is all about the public land. So in the next video, we are going to discuss Article 63. And this article, we will get to know what is a community land according to the Constitution of Kenya. And yeah, that's all. Okay, so that's all about the public land. And now you understand there are different types of land. So next time you're going to purchase a land, get to know the category which that land that you're planning to purchase, where it falls under which category, because you may end up buying a land that is categorized as a public land, and that is how you lose the land, the money and everything. Or maybe you find yourself buying a public land or community land or a private land. So it's me, your friend here, Ojino, and we are getting to know about the Constitution of Kenya. And as I told you, I have a basic knowledge of the Constitution of Kenya, right? See you on the next video. Bye.